Wow, happy Tuesday. It was 77 degrees in my car, thermometer. It's a nice sunny winter, springish day, I guess you could call it for Texas, which is feels very nice outside. It's very pleasant. Unfortunately, what I'm going to be talking about is not very nice and not very pleasant. We have a rogue DA here in Austin, Texas, by the name of Jose Garza. He strikes again. He strikes again and he fails Austin yet again. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating because I don't really love Austin, but I really do enjoy living in Austin. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm familiar with it. Maybe because this is where I grew up, but it's not the same city I grew up in. I'm being reminded daily that it's not the same city that I grew up in. Because back in the city I grew up in, we wouldn't have a DA letting people go free. We wouldn't have a DA that wouldn't throw the book at people. We wouldn't have rapists. We wouldn't have murderers walk free. Now, of course, it's the latest stint of the Jose Garza. Um, Give me one moment. Let's see here. Where are you? There we go. There we go. There we go. We're Forgot I had to reboot my computer yesterday. But former Capital Metro bus driver accepts plea agreement for killing Austin bicyclists in 2019. It is 2023. 2023. 2019, this person's life was in limbo. 2019 is when a family lost a family member. Their life was in limbo, wondering what type of punishment this lady was going to get. Let's see here. That's 2020. That's 1, 2, 3, almost 3 years, maybe 2 years, if I'm going to be generous. Austin, Texas, former contract Capital Metro bus driver who hit and killed a bicyclist in 2019 has agreed to a plea deal with the prosecutors. The bus driver pleaded guilty last month to criminally neglect homicide. The former Fox 7 employee, Tony Diaz, this is why it's personal to Fox 7, was killed when the the driver was driving, ran over him while he was biking on the UT campus on January 28th, 2019. That's 3 years. 3 years in limbo. 3 years in limbo. According to the court documents, Stanford was slow to react as passengers yelled at her to watch out for the cyclist. Detectives found 4 prescription medicines in her backpack. The medicine had side effects that included confusion, dizziness, drowsiness. No alcohol or illegal drugs were found in her system, but she failed the sobriety test because she was taking prescription drugs. Originally, she faced manslaughter charges, but the charges were neglected homicide. She expected to officially accept the plea agreement on Wednesday in a court for 7 years deferred adjudication, which means if she stays clean for 7 years, there's going to be no record. Deferred adjudication is essentially probation that allows the defendant to accept responsibility for a crime without an actual conviction. So, there'll be no record of it. There may be a court record, but I'm pretty sure that'll be sealed. And let's see, we've been waiting several years for some resolution on the criminal case. I'm very troubled to hear what the resolution is, said Adam Lowy, an attorney who represents the Diaz family, in wrongful death lawsuit and negotiated an undisclosed settlement. This woman should spend some time in prison reflecting on killing this young man. And it's so troubling to hear that some sort of deal like this is going to be struck. I agree. I mean, I don't think we should just throw people in prison. But at the same time, you shouldn't let killers walk free. You shouldn't let rapists walk free. You shouldn't let people that beat their pregnant girlfriend to the point where it could possibly lose the baby walk free in such a sweetheart deal. And yes, I know I'm referring to other stories I've covered on this case, but it's just heartbreaking. The rule of law means nothing to this DA, and he doesn't want to put people behind prison or being in jail for whatever reason while making Austin less safe. Now, I don't think in this case she's going to be a danger to the society. I think she's probably feels bad. Now, I'm not saying that just because she's white. I don't really care about the skin tone. But I don't think she's one of those people that are going to reoffend. So maybe it makes sense in this case. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. The DA office is unable to comment ahead of the sentencing, but a spokesperson told Fox 7 that more information on the plea deal will be shared Wednesday, which will be tomorrow. A family member of Diaz told Fox 7 that she can understand why some people think 7 years deferred education is not enough time to serve for Tony's death, but the family is very forgiving and okay with the plea deal. Probably because that's the only offer that they're going to get. They could probably say, well, this DA won't prosecute what we really want. He's made it clear he won't prosecute what he really wants. Though we can either just accept it and forgive it and move on, or you can make a big stinking for nothing to happen. Now, I find this kind of ironic, not really ironic, it's very disturbing. Kirk Watson wants to have a safe city to raise kids. And I really want to know, is it going to make me log in? Yeah, it's going to make me log in. Go away. I just interviewed Fox 7 with a sweetheart deal at Jose Garza is preparing to give a city metro dress driver here, blah, blah, blah. I haven't really seen a response to this. Let's see here. Really? Mine's not the first one. That's all right. It's another one for public transportation. I'm asking Kurt Watson, you're going to let this slide. You will not make Austin safe to raise kids now. I mean, I think he did say he wants kids to be a city. Let's hear your address issue link to police research rescue teams. You're heartbroken, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Here we go. We need to make Austin the best city in America to raise a child. I am proud to work with the Austin, Texas governor has done to support working parents and be designated as the best place for working parents. Take the assessment, get your workplace designated. You want Austin to be the best place to raise a child? How about a fear of getting ran over by a drugged up bus driver? Now, I am saying that within the terms that she probably was legally taking those drugs, but the drugs had side effects, making her drugged up, making her not a responsible driver, to say at least. That was yesterday. Let's see here. Oh, funny. My response is, are you going to talk to Jose Garza and tell him to start getting tougher on crime? I haven't heard a peep from him. He was quick to say Austin Water wasn't going to do a boil notice. Right, it's not a safe place to raise children. My children who were born and raised in Austin have moved away from a neighborhood town away to a neighboring town because they can't stand what the S, but Austin, but Austin has turned into. They don't want their kids to grow up here. I mean, you have a DA that refuses to prosecute to the fullest extent of the law. And now I'm going to briefly talk about the Detroit killer, Detroit shooter. We're finding out that he had a criminal record, and a DA didn't want to do elevated gun charges, which would make him a felon. He had a illegal possession of a firearm, and he pleaded guilty to a lesser crime. But since it wasn't a felony, he was able to keep his gun or purchase another gun, and he goes to a college campus and shoots people. These are the consequences of these weak and dangerous DAs that do these sweetheart deals. This is why I bring this up. This is why I'm on Twitter asking for Kurt Watson to get the DA Jose Garza in line. This is why I bring up in every Twitter debate and why I've made several videos on Jose Garza, is to let the people of Austin know these type of actions have consequences. Luckily for us, we haven't had someone reoffend yet. We haven't had someone to be a mass shooter yet for not having a felony charge. But it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before we get something like this. Before Austin is going to be in the major news for a major terrible event. Hopefully it won't be like New York where some dude drives down the Brooklyn street mowing people down in a van. Hopefully that's not what it is. But if we don't hold these people responsible, if we don't hold these, most of the cases, monsters responsible or lock them up behind bars, they're going to be out on the street to cause mayhem. A lot of these people don't care about the judicial system. They just want to do harm. They want to do harm. And the one way to prevent them to do harm is to throw them behind bars. With that being said, that is my video today. Now, I'm pretty confident, I'm about 80% confident that this lady has learned her lesson and that she won't reoffend. But she's a minority. I'm not saying that she's a minority, but she's a minority of the people that just had an accident. And I don't know what the amount of time in jail should be or prison. But the fact that she gets to walk, the irony is not lost on me that she's white. I just thought, I will say, I thought the fact that she was white just proves Jose Garza is not a racist. He's willing to give a deal to anybody. But anyways, that is my video for today. Please smash the like and subscribe button if you want to. No pressure. Also, leave a comment down below on what your thoughts are about these DAs that are not tough on crime. Do they make the city unsafe? Or do you support these softer approaches on crime? Let me know down below. Most importantly, have yourself a wonderful day, morning, or evening.